Start streaming. That
Yep.
button.
I got sound. And it's facing the right way.
Auto find and activate. We good, YouTube?
We just got the YouTube notification. And sound on YouTube.
That's good.
Sounds like you're
So
running.
the camera just wasn't working earlier. Unplug, plug back in. Magically works again.
Oh, and I pulled the bottom seal out of it. Only because I saw how we do it with the class car. How
Oh.
easy it is. I know.
There we go. Now it's connected.
You can still two sync it though.
See, I still probably will.
Yeah, that's fine.
Out of just habit. So I don't think Chad understands that. Like when you get so used to doing things a certain way.
Yeah, I would take the time to pull them out and then forget that I pulled them out and wanted to download them, and I'd still two stage them and be like, oh, this is nice. Super nice. Tuck it down.
It does make it easy. That was loud. How tall is that guy? The real question is, how short is this guy? That's the real question. He's normal. He's 5'8".
Yeah, I'm 5'8", like.
He looks like an NFL lineman.
You watched my video on how to make a website last night.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Does tint slip gunk up like J&J? Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
I watch everyone's videos. Good.
And after letting it sit in the lines for over a year, we had to swap out the line too. I watch everybody's video. All right, so I'm coming into this one a little late. Back doors are done. Back deck has been removed. Rear bumper, we got access to get in through that way. So that's been taken out too.
Your scrub head and side swipe are already in here when you're looking for them.
Oh, okay. Nice. I'll forget about that right before I go to do that. So I'm going to do the keg. We got this one, and then we got a BMW coming in at 1 o'clock. So, fog machines have been moved. They're not hooked up right now. They will be soon, though, very shortly. But, filling this thing up. We'll do 3 ounces. How many do you usually do in a day? 1. All the ones that show up, yeah. No, I'll tell us, it's been challenging booking people lately. Way more competitive around here now. I don't know where to put this one. I'm not using this one today. I'm going to use the other one. Air pressure, 90 going in there. Ish. We still got a couple things that we can do today. So with the fog machines, those are kind of like hooked up. They don't take long. We're gonna just put the store in charge of doing the fog machine during the stream. So that'll be back really soon. I'm legally allowed to drive next week. I'm ready to come up there and show you a few tips and tricks. Nice. Yeah, that's cool. I'm more serious than Core's response towards me about driving up there. I believe you. That 90 PSI will manage the 50-foot hose. What do you mean? Let's find my tool belt. How about that? That's probably something that we should have. Oh, it's over there. How much space? How much space do you need to leave when cutting windshield tint? You just need a little border because you want to give yourself a little leeway. So I'll cut right. Let's make a little line here. Right about there. See that little faint line there in the dust? Little like 1/8 inch border. Not all of them can accommodate that though. So like an Audi, you'd have to go a little tighter, but if you got space, use it. There's my thing, keys there. Ooh-doo-doo. Ooh-doo-doo. What happened to the rear bumper? We took it apart to tint this one. 35 on the front doors.
Yes.
Should probably find that too. Sarcasm. I'm the most unsarcastic person. How are you filming this? I have a neck mount. Camera floating. Why are you tinting on the outside of the window? Because that's what we do best. We haven't figured out how to get it on the inside of the window yet. We'll get there one day. Is there any issues with standing the rows? No, I sure hope not, because they're all... No, you can just put them like that. You can do that anywhere. All right, so let's double cut this one. This should have been the class car. Same types of front doors, but I like the back. What's your true height? I'm 4'11". All right, so let's trim this one. Can you now be known as Lil Matt? That would have always been the case. There we go. Tear that away. Slide this over. Snap a blade. We'll trim this side. So when you're making these cuts, does the little blade make it easier to get clean cuts? Yes, absolutely. So a couple things are going on here. This one's really sloped, so it doesn't show it as well. This back one is not quite as sloped. But when I'm making this cut, I want to use the blade holder, not just the blade. So you put out just the end, and then take your finger, pinch it against the side. That way you can kind of clearly see where that is. Now, the tint rolls up onto that seal. So rather than starting on the outside and finding the seal, you're trying to start right at where the seal is. And you make that poke, and you have your knife angled away from the seal, and you have a little sideways pressure against it. So you're just using it as a guide, but your knife is angled. See how my knife is angled out from it? So I'm not trying to drag the blade through it. But the blade holder is important because the tint can only cut up to the edge of that, where that blade holder is. If the knife was extended out farther, well, there's nothing holding the tint in against the seal. So that tint can just push right out, and you'll get a really wobbly cut. So both are important when you're making cuts. I guess we can pull this pretty far down because seals are out of this one. Seals off, deck lids out, bumpers off. I mean, I guess we got to pull the engine. Can you put this engine in a Stelvio? The engine swap. A V8 Tesla. Would you suggest new tinters use a marker first? Yeah. Yeah, using a Sharpie is super helpful. Anything to make things a little easier. The only thing that you run into with a Sharpie is it's a little bit, I mean, you could use a pair of scissors on the car or something else. Are we doing a free t-shirt? Should probably wipe this off if we're not doing a free t-shirt right now. No, I think we're probably doing a free t-shirt. Free t-shirt if you order on 313 Tint. Yeah. Yeah, we can do that. I mean, it's right here already. 5% off is just for tools right now, though, with the discount code. So if you use 313 Tint, you'll save 5% off tools. And then if I spray this, it'll all disappear. Actually, we'll see. Oh, yep, there it goes. Sorry, free t-shirts going. We keep changing the rules. You know, that just gave me a good idea. We can draw our discounts directly on the tint. That's the one we had going last month, but we still have the same code going for tools. I just ordered kits. Can I get a shirt? We were giving away shirts during a live stream, but if your order shipped already, we can't just send it out. It's got to go with the order. I'm sorry. Wow, look at that. It's just all going away. Oh, it looks like you could. Oh, look at that. You can just like pick up your Sharpie line or dry erase. Look at that.
Yeah, dry erase will erase Sharpie.
Look at that. There goes all the deals. Stay focused. What is this, a focus? Ah! What a joke. What a dad joke. I gotta wash my deals off my tint. Ooh, I need a silver Sharpie. That's what I'll do. That gives me an idea. How do you prevent small black specks on the defrosters? I'm not sure I understand. I don't install that kind of stuff like much ever, so I haven't had that situation. But if you have an example, post it in our group. There's a lot of people there that can definitely help out, and if I could see it, it'd help me understand the problem a little bit. Sharpie. See, I can draw. I'll do it on the other one first. We gotta shrink this one first. But we're doing still 5% off tint. No, sorry. There's altering the deal again. Tools. So use the code 313 tint. And then also, if you order during the stream right now, you can get a free t-shirt. Look at that. You can't even hardly see it. It's so light. We need a darker film. Do you always shrink the side windows? Yes. I was out of the game for a while, doing car sales, but I started tinting again. I've got an 06 Grand Prix this afternoon. Anything to watch out for? No, not really. The speaker grills come out of the back, so that's an easy way to free up a little space there. It's a really long back window, but it's not hard to tint. It's just annoyingly big. All the seals around the window pull out, and they're super easy to do. So on those older GMs, you have these seals that it'll just pull right out. So that'll make your life easier. I feel like I tinted every single Grand Prix at one point. I was doing them so often, and they just never stopped. That was out in Pontiac, though. Okay, whatever. Whatever headlights. Isn't tint installed on the inside? Only if we get 10,000 likes on this live stream. Other than that, there's going to be some awkward conversations with my customers. I'm sorry, we just didn't get those likes. They're like, well, maybe next time. Cup of coffee? Wow! Extreme window tinting, thank you. Look at that. It showed right up right there. Thank you, I really appreciate that. That's super nice. It says extreme with an E. It could be, though. Oh, nice. There's so many extremes. How much does a whole roll of tint usually cost? Oh, see, now it's backwards. And you can't even hardly read it on the inside. It depends on the roll. This is C2. And this is somewhere in the neighborhood of like 250. 36 by 100. What do we clean the seal with? What do you use on the doors? What do you mean? To clean, install. Oh, to cover? We have a product called Panel Guard. You can actually see it in the TikTok shop. The 313 Tint TikTok shop .com. I'm still gonna like two-stage this one. Seal's out. I'm still gonna two-stage it. You can't stop me. Why do the little specks appear? It's dirt. Because dirt is everywhere. So many teeny tiny particles all over the place on everything. And it's your job to manage that. So we're trying to be as smooth and direct with our install here, trying to prevent any vacuums. So anytime like a finger pops up on the side, or you pull the film back and push it back down, that rushes, like air and water and dirt and shit rush in. Do you always shrink the side windows? Yes. Yes, always. I work for my home garage. I work with a lot of hagglers. It could be a number of things. I mean, you're just being blunt. You're at a disadvantage being in a home garage. I was in a home garage for a while. There's just people that aren't going to want to come to you. There's a reason why there's really big chain stores and people like a traditional, like, store experience. If somebody is going to somebody in a house, it just depends on, like, your area, your demographic. But it's just, it might be a little bit different of a customer. Yeah, I'm not gonna use this one. I gotta get another one. Do I have? I should have one in here. Do I not? We got one somewhere in here. That looks like a PPF squeegee blade. Which one? This one, or the red one? Diggy cut. My robot voice said Diggy cut. Diggy cut's decent. Opinion on Scorpion Carbon. I have fingers and I can't get rid of them. You know, I have like one film that comes to mind. I don't know if it was Carbon or not. I don't remember what Scorpion line it was. But we subbed in for a window tinner, and he used Scorpion, so we used his film for like a week. And I had like a Chrysler 200 and a few other vehicles. Handled them all the same. And for whatever reason, I had to spend another 15, 20 minutes at the bottom heating everything up and pressing it out because fingers were popping up. So, it was a Scorpion film. I don't know, just a later adhesive. Why are you heating it mid-tint job? If it's shifting. Trying to get it to stay. So you can heat it up, dry it out. Fix your solution then. Well, this is the first window that I've done. So on the next one, press that out. Are soft tops tintable? Yeah, if it's glass. I did an F-150, started rolling off the edges and the matrix. What kind of film? For tint slip, how much do you use? I use 1 ounce per gallon. Solar FX. Yeah, I can't say anything specific about Solar FX because I don't know. But sometimes film can roll off of the dots. This Ford is actually a good example. Some Fords have really fine dots, but any dot matrix area can have like really small dots, but they might have something on the dotted area that just doesn't let the tint stick too well, like grease or like a hydrophobic type coating. So if that happens, it's worth taking some alcohol on a rag and just wiping the edges before you install. I'll do that when I'm installing Apex. Seems to fix any issues. But some films have just a stronger bite. And some vehicles just have a little bit more like repel. So cooler weather, I mean, I'm in Michigan tinting all through the winter, and I don't have those issues regularly. So I wouldn't say it just is weather related. It's probably more vehicle related. Oh, hey. How you doing? Do you use Goo Gone to remove previous film? No, I use Tint Strip or ATR. I never had much luck with Goo Gone. If you're gonna buy something local, get LA is totally awesome. That stuff works really well. At Lumar. My chatbot's funny. What do you think of Lumar? Lumar makes good film. It's expensive for what it is. So if you're gonna get Lumar, it's just gonna be a lot more expensive signing up with Lumar and being a Lumar dealer. So make sure that Lumar is working for you. Otherwise, it doesn't matter. That's what's on my windows? Yeah, it's good film. Yeah, LA is pretty strong stuff. That's how you know it's good. Film removal day. I don't get very many of those, though. I just don't have to remove much film. I should have rolled this up a little more. Do you file your windows? No. No, I just try and get everything as close as I can. Is it bad to use scrub pad or blades? No, use the right scrub pads, don't use blades. So scratch free. I like try edge scrub pads. Alternatively, you can find Scotch-Brite scratch-free ones, but don't just get the green ones. The green ones are really aggressive. They're gonna scratch the shit out of the window. You thought of RP tint? I've never used it, but I don't like the whole business. There's just nothing against them personally. I don't like film brands that advertise, like they're just trying to advertise direct to tinters. Like discount film. I'm not really interested. There's enough discount films. If I want like discount film, I'll just buy rolls direct from like China or Korea. Like it's not too crazy to do something like that if you want to get like the cheapest film that you can. Do you know if Avery's film is any good? Oh yeah, Avery was one of the brands that I used when I was trying to think of them yesterday. I totally forgot. I used Avery for an extended amount of time. I liked the name better when they were Hanita Tech. And their film line was called Sigma Pro, which now is kind of a little funny. But at the time it seemed cooler. They had like Omega and Sigma Pro, and then Avery bought them and made the boxes boring and the film names boring. Like, why the fuck would you do that? They just, weird company. Why did you take away the mildly cool things about any film brand? But at the time they had NR Pro, which is a little bit weird of a way of doing film. It's a carbon film with dye. So it's kind of just like not as good as a regular carbon film. But it looked nice. It installed fine. It shrank all right. Didn't have any issues with it. Then we switched to NR as soon as it came out. And then come to find out later, it had failure issues. Like it'd start turning purple after a couple years. So that's not good. And then their ceramic was hazy. They were just, they're a good architectural manufacturer, but for whatever reason, they're not as good of an automotive manufacturer. But they do manufacture their own film out of Israel. Avery just got rid of the NR line. I wonder why. They'll tell you it was because our films have advanced and we no longer see the need for it. When in reality, they had a bunch of failures. So let's go back and just sell stuff that kind of works. Manufacturing's hard though. I don't know if you guys know that. Window film is not just straightforward. The thing about manufacturing battle is that it's a global battle. So you can be millions of dollars deep into a particular technology and process, and then somebody else around the world figures something out and then creates a superior thing, but you're already millions of dollars into equipment and processes, and it's very slow and hard to change that. So film brands that are their own manufacturers, it can be good, and it can also be really, really bad if you just fall behind. How do you get the bottom side in without creasing the film? So I'll show you. I'll show you on this one. It's easier on the back side here. This one's actually a lot harder to do because the speaker juts out. I've heard dyed film fades a lot. Dyed film is known for fading because that's how it fails. It can bubble too, but bad dyed film fades. You can have good dyed film not fade. It just depends on who makes it. Dyed film is one of the most economical ways of manufacturing film, and it's been around the longest. So a lot of what you hear is just like hearsay from it, like not from it not happening, but because there's so much out there, because it's such a cheap way of making film, and you know, people aren't necessarily just looking to spend a lot of money on window tint all the time. You'll see a lot more of something like that. So here I want to try and just be careful when I pull this liner out. This speaker really juts out, so I'm trying to not stress out that little corner there. Pull this up, and we'll fold that in, and then do one of those guys. The seal has been already taken out of this one. So why didn't I bottom load? I don't know. I'm so used to two-staging. What's your favorite film? Apex. My favorite film to install was really like Pro Classic because it's so easy and straightforward. All the other Geo lines are pretty straightforward too, but Apex I'll slow down a little bit for shrinking that one just because I don't want to overheat the film. What's the difference between ceramic and nano ceramic? Just the name. There is no difference. I was starting up the tint business. It was fun. But it's work. Hardest thing is just, like, once you know how to tint, it's just getting customers. Let's peel these. How do you prevent contamination? This is one way that we'll do it. So there's felt seals. So let me pull this tape off. See all this dirt that just stuck to the tape? All of that is built up in these seals. So when you're spraying water and you're trying to stuff film in there, all that can just like trail back into your work. So that's what you're fighting against all over the place. Like, look at all this shit. Each one of these little black specks, so there's like thousands of little specks in here. All that can leach into your film and just create even one little teeny tiny speck, can create patches. So taping side seals, preventing that kind of stuff from running back into your work can help give you a better job. That and just a smoother installation process. Oh, why'd you stop doing Pro Classic? I like Pro Classic. I didn't want to stop doing it. We called around. Everybody was just talking carbon and ceramic. So if anything, I was even going to drop carbon from the lineup and just do straight ceramic. I still kind of want to. But we got to have the business to support it. But I don't know. There's a lot of shops that have just taken margin out of products by just discounting everything as much as they can. So when people call around and they hear a price from a shop for $300 in all ceramic, and then they call us and they were hearing $700 all for ceramic, they're like, well, I don't care if it's made of gold. that difference, like there isn't a demonstrable way that we can show them over the phone when they're calling around price shopping. Like they're already not invested in us. They're looking for a better price or a quicker price. If they already called somebody, heard this price, call somebody else. So we started hearing that over and over and over again. We called around a bunch of places, and there's places around me that is doing like an authorized expel dealer that's giving away film near that price. And it's like, well, shit. I guess adapt or die. So this is a piece of tape. This is a little Scotch tape that's very brittle. This is a plastic scraper. I sprayed some adhesive remover. And this will get, looks like this will get most of this off. It hurts the tinting community to give this stuff away. Yep, it does. But in that, people figure out other ways to compete. It can't just, it never can just be about price and material. That's one. But when there's enough decent places all competing like that, that gets really difficult. Oh, Pure Max. Pure Max. I did try it. Pure Max is their only like redeeming line. Pure Max is a good value overall. I don't know how long this stuff will last. There's people that'll vouch for it lasting quite a while. But it shrunk all right, and it's pretty inexpensive. And it looks not my favorite, but it looks fine. How do you still find this interesting after all these years? It's just everything I do around it. Tinting's for the longest time has been kind of like an outlet. I have more fun figuring out products and trying different stuff. So like right now we have Tintley, and that we're just launching free demo accounts. So that's our automated like scheduling software and like bot reply. So we're gonna get a community here going probably today. People can sign up, try it for free, and then we'll have like a support community around it. It'll be cool. But I love all the stuff around tinting. I like figuring out people. That's cool. So you mean I can have somebody respond to a customer? Yeah, I'll show you. We've had a... Here. Let me pull up a conversation. So like this one. This one was all automated. Hey Sam, thanks for reaching out about your 25 Silverado. We can discuss options over text now. Does that work for you? Yeah, that works. Great. Are you looking for a budget-friendly option or something with higher heat rejection? I usually get ceramic on my cars and windshield, but that's gotten pretty expensive. What are your options and prices? We got two excellent options for your 25 Silverado, C2 ceramic, Apex. and then it sends this image, and this shows the different films, the different shades. So when he was, asking about different films, sends relevant information. I'm looking for the most cost-effective version of ceramic. For your 25 Silverados, front doors, and windshield, our C2 ceramic is a great option. It's cost-effective while still offering excellent heat rejection. The cost of that would be $350. It would take up to 2 hours. Would you like to schedule an appointment? When is your next available appointment? And then it refers him over to the booking calendar where you can see. Thank you, I'm looking for service today. So he's not going to book it today because he was looking to get it done now. I have one that says they can get me in today. I'll reach back out. No problem. So we didn't get that one because he was looking for today, but it handled everything without us having to do anything. A lot of people want now, which I can respect. All right, let's grab the roll of 5. Tintley. So if you go to tintley.io, you can sign up for a free 30-day demo. Yeah, it works now. Like, you can sign up for a demo, you can set up your own bot, you can hook it up to Facebook, you can hook it up to SMS, you can hook it up to your Instagram DMs, anywhere that you get leads. So if you have lead forms on your website, you can swap them out with your own lead forms. And so that's an example of somebody that went through our funnel. We have a paid ad. They came into the paid ad, and then filled out a quote form. And because they filled it out, it automatically texts them and tries to get the quote going, which, because it's pretty instantaneous, people go right into the quote. And people are pretty straightforward. It's pricing, some basic film information, how soon can we get it scheduled, so it automates all that. But we got a few party tricks up our sleeve with it. So quote forms, that kind of stuff is cool. If you miss a phone call, they can leave a voicemail. The bot will respond to them that way. So our voicemail is set up that it says, I could do a demo of it. Maybe I'll just do a demo of it. But I can call our shop number. It'll ask me what my name is and like vehicle information. So if I leave that, the bot's gonna take that info, message me with the relevant information. I have clients who don't want to make an appointment. Yeah. So if they don't want to make an appointment, you don't have to have them use that. Or if you just have a client base that doesn't schedule through a booking calendar, then you don't have to use that. So we have some shops that just use it strictly for after hours. So they'll answer the phone during the day, and then it's set up so after hours, it's replying to people and answering quotes and stuff like that. Because if you're not answering them right away, there for sure is other people that are after your hours that are willing to. Felt card. So this is Fusion's flex card. This is in my belt. We actually don't carry these. They're nice, but kind of expensive for what they are. but I do like the flexibility of it. I tend to use this instead, but that was the card that I grabbed first. Either a felt card or this. This is the Tri-Edge Pros card. This is my favorite card. I might get a softer one. I kind of liked how soft that one was. And we're shrinking C2 carbon right now. So the nice thing is people that are asking about the bot, it's an AI system. So what's nice is you can give an AI text instructions. So you have a page of inquiry steps. So if we go to, oh, this is literally why is it on the agency? It shouldn't be on the agency. There we go. So if we go here, this is our editor. This might look confusing to a lot of people, but this, you have your business information, guidelines. Here are the steps that we're gonna tell the bot. So we write out each step that we want the bot to go through. So first, figure out the year, make, and model. What windows does the client want to tint? Are they looking for a budget-friendly option? Are they looking for a high-performance option? And then this is what is called your prompt. So a prompt is basically a set of instructions that gets sent to a GPT or whoever we use. Right now, all the messages are going to like a GPT. But as soon as there's a better one working, then we switch over to a different model. But that goes to GPT 4.0 right now. And then based on those instructions, so if you only want to quote one film, if you don't want to quote prices, whatever, however you want this bot to work for your business, if you just want it to collect some information and then say, hey, we'll be right in touch with you. And then you can set up a notification to yourself. So that way what you can do, and honestly, I've thought about doing this myself, is literally having the bot collect the vehicle, the name, and what windows, and just give the client some general product information. And then when we're ready to quote a price, then I call the client and then close the sale myself personally. So then I'm not trying to explain everything over the phone. The bot's already done a good percentage of it. I'm just in there to actually like close the deal. So there's a variety of ways that you can set up. It's basically a personal assistant where it'll talk the way you want. The challenge is just getting it fine-tuned. So you have to work with it some. But we've worked with ours for thousands of hours at this point. So we already still. Why? Why did that happen? Hang on, guys. I know it froze. I have no idea why it froze. Yeah. All right. So we're going to delete that, and then we're going to add it back. I know, I see it. Unfortunately, it's like broken. It was doing it earlier to me today, and I have no idea why. So we're gonna unplug it for a minute. Sorry, TikTok. I'm still here. I'm still here, but I'm not here. It came back there. Is this just gonna have to be a thing where we just get used to? Wow. Okay. I'm sideways. Transform. Rotate 90 degrees clockwise. This one we can delete. Oh, I got a button for this. Hang on. Transform. Fit to screen. Oops. It did that thing. It did that thing. There we go. It might be off center, but there we go. We back. Why did that happen? I have no idea why that happened. But at least it works now. Do you guys tint big rigs? I've done a couple. Just the doors. It's not easy to pull one in here. So we're like around the back of the building. And if I'm honest, talking to big rig people, they are the ones that have called me have been cheap. So, not my favorite. And it's very impulsive. I'm here today. I won't get my windows tinted. That's expensive. I get a lot of local. Oh, I get a lot of spam calls. They use local numbers. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we get a handful. That's always a quick hang up for me. Like, yeah, can I speak with the business owner? No, bye.
I like to say, sure, what's his name?
Business owner.
Sure, what's the name of the business? They didn't even know that.
I got AI called the other day,
I've had robocalls. I had one.
but like a good one. But it had like, if I wasn't listening, like it wasn't even necessarily in like you could tell a little bit from the voice, but it was more for like how it spoke when it first picked up the phone. It like had this weird delay, and then it was like, Matthew?
Yeah, because I've had pre-recordings, like where it's the same recording.
Yeah.
For everybody that answers.
Last time I told him he's in prison. Yeah, AI voice is getting scary good. We've tried a bunch of them. Because we can do AI voice as well. It's just not quite there yet. Not for just regular customer calls. It's not that the bot can't really interpret what the client is saying. It's that background noise seems to really throw these systems off. So if there's somebody talking in the background or loud, like, like a background white noise or something, the bot will constantly pause on like everybody's system. So as soon as they handle that background noise a little bit better, they're a little expensive for what they are, but you can definitely use them. The place looks beautiful. Thank you. I just got that corner. This area is like the last. Yeah. That area right there. This is a mix of the palettes and all that. Let's do more cabinets. More cabinets. I got multiple calls from a 771 area code for over a year, block it, and they just route it to a different number. That's so frustrating. It's like it's one thing when you get a call, but for them to literally keep calling and keep calling and keep calling, like, please stop. I have 2 questions. All right, we're waiting. How do you handle cheapskates without coming across as greedy? You just say your prices are your prices. There's polite ways to say stuff for sure. Like, our prices are set in a certain way so we can ensure giving the proper time and care to your vehicle. We're not just trying to make as much money on each vehicle as possible, but we're trying to provide a good service. But I'll tell you, that only goes so far. Like, somebody that's so price concerned, their main concern is price. So unless you're talking specifically a lower price, then there's only so much that you can do. But you can definitely sugarcoat it. Yeah, we get a ton of people like that, especially right now. It's just the season. You're just seeing an influx of people right now.
Why do the clips are right here for the dash?
Oh, I gotta put it back in. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, look at all that. This has got some. It's got some shit on it. That's for sure. Oh, for those of you that don't know, that's Mark Stevens over there. He's very helpful. He answers lots of questions in chat and stuff. So he's hanging out over there. What's the cost? 5% all rear windows on an 06 Silverado. Everything with the windshield. If you can please call me back. Did you try calling us? He said he called. Did you call today? I'm 6'3". Well, Mark would be able to help, but he's 5'8". He might be able to give you some advice on that one. The lady that answered the phone, she couldn't hear me. Oh. We'll call back. Call back or text us. I don't know. He's on TikTok. Somebody quote him. We're doing 5 on this one. Any suggestions? Not going crazy by working by yourself all the time. Hire somebody. It's probably not the answer that you want, but make yourself as busy as you can take, and then hire somebody to start doing the small things that take you the most amount of time that you can kind of outsource. Usually it's talking to customers or prepping cars and doing some of that. Do you ever get tips? Sometimes. I'll say it's pretty rare right now that we get tips here. But we don't ask for them. I think if you ask for them, just like any place, and put it in a awkward, here, let me ask you a quick question. Do one of those things. Then you definitely can. Huh? No, it's all right. Thank you, though. Did you guys know Triage has black scrub pads now? Look at that. They look so good. They're the same. They just went with a different color. When I'm practicing tints in the parking garage, a lot of people come up and ask me what I would charge. I don't feel confident charging. That's fair. It's still worth taking down some contact information if you can, and save that for later, and wait for what you think would be a pretty easy car, or like somebody wants, just like 2 front doors, something along those lines. It's $250 with windshield, a good deal. It's really cheap. Why, after installing the tint, does it look rainbowish? So there's always moisture that's still in between the film and the glass. So you have to just let that dry. So that's most likely what you're seeing. I feel like I got a little air here. Oh, I do. But I got a lot of water there too. Not a lot, enough. Did that do it? That did it. Sweet. All right, so now we got some quarter windows. So just let it dry. It's not really worth the time just waiting there with a heat gun. So every window, after you do them, you'll have, it's hard to see with reflections. I want to kill some of the reflections in here. But what I'll do is I'll use like a medium to medium firm squeegee blade. That's this one right here. This is a hybrid. I'll use this for everything, but flexible enough to do some cleaning. But once I install the film, I'm going to spray it and then just give a nice, firm, even pass. That way I'm making sure I get rid of any major water pockets, a little extra water, and then you'll have a very thin layer of water, and you just let it dry. So just get used to leaving it alone and not looking too close at like the finish. So you're looking for anything major. You're looking for like dirt clumps, hairs, creases. And something is breaking. Wow. Sorry, guys. Let's unplug this and plug it back in. Wait, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Is it gonna come back? Is it gonna come back? Oh, it actually was. Oh, the worst thing. Hang on. We're in a bad situation. We may have let the phone go dead. That's why it froze. It was left on the charger overnight. Problem, charger wasn't plugged in. How does it charge if the charger's not plugged in? So, it's turning on. It's turning on, hang on. Okay, phone's back on. Let me reconnect it. Oh my God, he's back. Again. It worked. Well, we're becoming pro at fixing it. That's twice today. the light bill. Now I'm tethered. I got this thing. But at least I had it. Okay, where's the... I just need a couple quarter windows. I know I saw it. Are you gonna do the VIN? Is Walmart tint recommended? Just to play around with a little film, sure. Their ceramic was super hazy though. It was like dangerous to drive with. Get the regular stuff. Hmm? That floor's sick. Thank you. Maybe pressing hard is what caused creases. There's a bunch of little things. Handling, looking at it funny. It's easy to cause creases. Window film is very sensitive. It takes things personally. Good thing you have a power bank. Yeah, no kidding. Good thing the power bank is charged. That's even more, that's honestly even more surprising. The power bank actually has power. And then I found the cable. That means we've ran into this problem before. How do you tell clients? Oh, how long do you tell clients? If we're doing full car, I'll say up to 3 hours. If we're doing a full car with a windshield, I'll say up to 4. It doesn't always take that long, but it gives me leeway. So whatever it takes you, it's always worth adding a little extra time to it, unless you know it's just going to be really quick and easy. But when you have other stuff going on, if you have overlapping appointments, customer walks in and you have to talk to people, answer phones, all of a sudden you'll lose quite a bit of time before you know it. So over promise, under deliver? No, under promise, over deliver. So if you tell somebody it'll only take a couple hours, then it's extra nice if you have it done inside of an hour. So when I tell somebody it's going to take 3 hours and then we deliver it in less, that's always better. See, I keep grabbing my squeegee and I don't have it, so then I use something else. Oh, I put it up there, that's why. People in my waiting room watch me? They should watch you. How's Tintley going? It's going. I mean, we enjoy it. But there's always something that we look at and we're like, gotta make that better. But we really want to start pushing demo accounts. So demo accounts are live. Anybody can go sign up for a free 30-day trial. So if you're interested and want to check it out, tintley.io. It's cool. Shouldn't they worry about fixing the car first? No, what? Tint above all else. Now we're going to use my favorite little squeegee. Nice. I want 20 on my windshield. Tips on learning how to tint. I learn things by watching and following like any resources that are available. So you're here, that's really good. Watch and learn as much as you can through just content out there, and then practice. Hands-on practice. Tint your own car, rip the tint off, tint it again, rip it off, do it again, rip it off, do it again. Friends and family. So all of that. Do you think mobile detailing is worth it? For the right people, yeah. It's just like anything. It's like, oh, mobile tinting. Mobile detailing, mobile tinting. My opinion's gonna be the same. I threw away my quarter window. Where did I put my liner? I was gonna do a pattern off of it, and then I just wasn't thinking. Do we gotta glass aid the other one and then do it again? I guess so. I guess we'll do that. Anybody remember where I threw my liner? Funny. Mobile tinting is extra difficult for a lot of reasons. So, like with mobile detailing, weather's still a factor, but it doesn't matter as much because the wind blowing isn't going to hurt you. But for tinting, it is. And then same thing for sunlight. Like if you have the sun shining directly on you, it's going to dry out your window super fast and make your tint stick really aggressively. So then you got to look for shade. So mobile, like if you're just outside mobile, it's very difficult. Mobile for me was always partnering with other businesses. Because I didn't have a shop. I was mobile for 5 years. So the way that I started was I was with my dad's company, and so I already knew how to tint. And then I did mobile tinting and made more money that way for like 5 years before I opened up my own location. But when I was mobile, I was going from shop to shop. I had a handful of days where I went to houses. Those were my least favorite days. It's just a grind. People have too much shit in their garage. If it's too cold, Like, yeah, you're out of the weather, but it still like sucks because their garage is frozen and you feel it. The lighting sucks. You have no room to work with. So like the best way I think to do mobile tinting is to partner up with other auto companies that have like auto glass services, and they have too much other stuff going on, and they have like unsuccessfully started a tint program. A lot of those companies at some point have tried tinting, but they've tried to hire somebody full time, and they just don't have as much business, or they try and train somebody, and then that person tints there for a while and then goes starts his own thing. There's a lot of companies that try to add tint to their services just like an extra service, and they do it unsuccessfully because they think that it's the same as adding like detailing and just paying somebody $15 an hour. It's not. It's not going to be like that. If you have an air bubble, can you poke a hole and take out the air? Yeah, you can definitely do that. It's not going to fix it completely, but it'll be smaller. It's not quite like vinyl. Sometimes I get a problem with the tint not sticking and shrinking at the edge of the windshield. Why? You're just not doing something right. It's easier to see the problem and give you an answer than trying to answer that one over text. Like, sometimes it doesn't stick. What's going on? I don't know. It's too vague. I did that for detailing. I was losing out so much money because I was paying so much. I had to let him go because he was already trying to start his own thing. Yeah, the right people are hard to come by. Service businesses are hard to scale. They just are. If the service is easier, I gotta grab a pack of blades or an extra blade or something. Oh, these are the 5-packs. Can I steal a 5-pack? I'm close to going full pro, but what tint plot machine is worth it? Workhorse 1 is a really good starter machine. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Mohit, thank you for the 2. I appreciate that a lot. What was the shadow that passed? What? Does the demo account come with a tutorial from Mark? Yeah. Fuck yeah. We help you set up your account and teach you everything. I mean, I would personally set up your bot, but it's best if you set up your own bot. But we give you everything to start, and what's nice is like we kind of give you a template to work with from the beginning, so you're not just like, oh, there's a lot of information to put in. It's like a lot of it's already done for you. But we can't get your bot to talk to customers in the same way as you because we're not you, and we don't know exactly how you want the bot to talk to somebody yet. So that's why it's worth learning how to work with the bot. And then you as you see certain situations happen, you can then correct them. Because you get weird questions from customers. Ones that you would know how to answer, but you didn't quite give clear instructions to your bot yet. So you'll see situations like that happen. You'll add a fix to your bot, and then you'll be good. Do we have any alternative to Glass Aid? Why do we need alternatives? What's the best way to start a window, top or bottom? Always leave it rolled down an inch or two. So I would say top. All right, so now we're gonna do a little bit of touch up and then clean up, and then this one will be all set to go. What time is it? Cool. And then we'll have our next appointment. How long have you been doing this for? 16 years. Why haven't you hired somebody to tint for you? Mark's here. Mark can tint. And then you can focus on other things. See, part of what makes the whole thing go is me doing videos and live streams, that kind of stuff. So I'll always be tinting on some level. Have you ever tinted an 04 Grand Cherokee? I'm sure I have. Got my first kit from you and it's on the way. Excited to learn a skill? Hell yeah. That's awesome. Do you find it annoying that on windshields, geoshield film doesn't tack down fully to the windshields? What do you mean? I gotta roll the seats down. Do we got some poles here or no? I guess not. So those are here. Oh yeah, they are there. Using geoshield ceramic. They have 3 ceramics, my guy. Are you using Apex? What's going on? 2, 3. C2 ceramic isn't sticking on the edges, it's curling. Take some alcohol, and before you install it, wipe the edges of the dots. Is it like curling off? I haven't had that issue with C2 ceramic. This isn't just you, but holy shit, the amount of people that keep saying a film brand and a film type without being specific on what actual film it is drives me. That's a pet peeve at this point. Like, holy shit, that is driving me actual crazy. Turn on the fog machines. We're working on that. I'm putting the fog machines in charge of, or the store in charge of the fog machines, so the controller's going to be through that wall. Is an open trunk versus a non-opening trunk easier? You mean like a hatch? It goes this way. You know what I don't do for a living? I don't put seals back in cars. So while these might be easy to take out, did I miss a bottom load? No, I didn't remove these. I still two-staged them. People don't often talk about the reinstalls too much. But this screw coming out would make that far easier. Or I'll just wait till he gets back and then he can do them. What made you pull the seal? I didn't. I got here and it was out. See, there we go. Now I got a little bit more. It's just getting it started. I'm not one to fiddle around with this too much. This does make it easier to tint. And on this one, it makes sense. But putting them back in can be a bit of a meme when you don't do it all the time. And then this. What is this? I was getting it in the channel first. There we go. We're going to take a deep breath. Hey, Matt. Why don't you pull seals all the time? I don't know, because I'm used to doing things the way I do things. Yeah. Because our window is right there. And it had some time to dry out, but not all the time to dry out. There we go. This one's fine. So we gotta go fix that other one. It's okay. We saw one. We saw one with the seal removed. Now we're gonna see one with the seal not removed. $35. Okay. Yeah, this one had them removed. So it'll be a quick fix. Just annoying. I think pulling seals out, like it's fine. I don't think. To me, if it's that annoying to put a seal back in, it's just getting used to it. But I don't like having to like yank on a door panel like that to have to like slide a seal back in. So there's both. There's both parts. There's getting the seal out, and then there's putting it back in. But this isn't exactly like the most straightforward door because of the way this speaker gets in the way. So it's fine. I just grabbed the corner. Well, it was both. It had tape seals and it had seals removed. Huh? Yeah. It peeled when I put the seal back in it. Yes. I took the screw out to get the seal back in. I didn't. You kind of have to. I don't like how much you have to kind of muscle back the panel to try and stuff the seal back in. It's a little much, but Cover the door panel stained. It's not stained, my God. Yeah. Snap shrinking tips. I'd watch a video until we have another window to snap shrink. There's not much I can say that'll make it easier. Good. Good. I didn't think the glue would stick at a point I was at and ruined another piece. No, this panel is cleaner than when it came in. There we go. That's replaced. See, now you see why, in most cases, because I'm so used to just tinting with everything as is, to me, that's the easiest way to do it, but not when you're first starting out. So pulling seals and putting them back in, especially in spots where they're a little bit more difficult to get back in, it's just repetition. So I wasn't expecting it to catch the film there, but it did. But this one's done. What is normal shrinking versus snap shrinking? Normal shrinking is shrinking like the individual like fingers at the bottom of the window. Snap shrinking is pulling the film back and curling the edge. So you're doing the exact same thing, except you're doing it in a different way. When you curl it, it's faster, and you're not really like curling it, but that is what's happening. It's like you're tightening up the bottom edge with a heat gun. Okay. Much battery. Okay, I got to cash out a customer, and I think my next one's coming in soon. Maybe 2 then? Is that when that's happening? Oh, 1:30. So in like 15 minutes. So I'm gonna end this for right now, and then we'll be back with another car and more technical problems. I'm gonna let this charge up some though, so then you don't have to be tethered.